All right, so this is the next logical step after the last lesson on sales tax. So the way sales tax work, you go in and you buy something, they calculate an extra percentage, and that goes back to the government. And what we're looking at today is finding the total purchase price. That is the selling price of the item plus the sales tax. What do you actually give to the cashier before you walk out of the store with it? So if you're okay with 6.1 on sales tax, this is just an extra little step. None of the math is really new per se. If you haven't done 6.1 yet, go back and do that one first before you do this one. It's really a whole lot easier if you do that. So what we're looking at here, and you'll see a lot of this looks the same. The idea is we're purchasing an item or items, and we go up to the register to pay. The cashier, they do their job and scan or whatever, and they come up with, I believe it's called a subtotal, and then they calculate your sales tax off of that, and then they add that back on. Now, all this is pretty much automated anymore, unless you're going to like a small mom and pop type shop or a little locally owned business. But for the most part, our end game here is to calculate what's called the total purchase price. That is the selling price of the item and the sales tax combined. So it's really just a couple little steps of arithmetic. If you are buying multiple items, you will need to add the prices of those items together first. So we've got a smoke alarm and a fire extinguisher. Two good things to have in your house. Those have a combined selling price of $64.90. Now we're going to calculate the sales tax of that total $64.90. Now it says up in the problem that the city and state rates combined are 6%. If they were listed separately, we would just need to add those together before we went forward. So, if like the state was 5% and the city was 1%, add them together at 6%. So I'm going to take that $64.90 times my sales tax, which is 0.06. I just have a habit of putting parentheses around decimals so that they don't kind of get lost in there. That's why I'm doing that. So if I take $64.90 times 6%, that's going to give me an extra $3.89 in tax. So to get the total purchase price, I'm going to take my $64.90 and I'm going to add on my $3.89 for a total purchase price of $68.79. Okay, that's it. There's no gotchas on this. There's no, but let's add this extra step. It's just add your stuff together, calculate the tax. Again, if there's more than one tax rate, you'll have to add those together, and then you just add everything together at the end. Okay, pretty much same thing here. So Kate bought a tent. It doesn't have the steps. So she bought a tent for $179.50 and a stove, little camper stove for $39.50. Got my handy calculator here, $179.50, $39.50. So that's $219 even. Calculate the sales tax on that, 219 times 0.0825. Okay, now if you notice you get a big funky decimal on this one, it's 18.0675, but since we're talking dollars and cents, I want to round that after the second one. So that's going to go up to 18.07. So I'm going to add that back onto my 219. That is the original selling price plus the sales tax of 18.07. That's a zero. This pin's not quite working right. 219 plus 18.07. Grand total out the door, we're paying $237.07.